The suggestion that high levels of mercury in fish, or the suggestion that mercury is an issue with fish, how significant do you think is that?
Well, I think it's a strange phenomenon that some organization in the United States, and followed like a sheep by people in Britain and Europe, would argue that because there's mercury in fish, I mean, there's mercury in practically everything for a start, but because there's mercury in fish, women who are pregnant should not eat more than 2 fish a week, kind of thing. I mean, there's not a scrap of toxicological evidence to support that statement. If you take the Japanese, the World Health Organization has several criteria for the health of a nation to make comparative studies for various purposes. And the 2 of the major criteria are, firstly, how well are you brought into the world? How good is the pregnancy and the birth rate? Secondly, how long do you stay in the world? Your longevity, you see. So these are 2 pretty, WTA likes simple things that are really good quantitative measures. And on both those scores, Japan has the best records. Japan has the best health record of any industrial country, as I've mentioned before, for heart disease and cancer. It has the least amount of heart disease and cancer. So effectively, you've got these Japanese ladies getting pregnant, producing the healthiest people in the industrialized world. And the people who live the longest in the industrialized world, and I may say they're also pretty bright, and they eat fish every day of the week, or seafood, sometimes twice a day. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, the whole thing's ludicrous. There's not a scrap of toxicological evidence from Japan that this does any harm whatsoever. In fact, what the evidence shows is that exceeding the sort of nonsense that these people are recommending, that does benefit. And this has been pretty well confirmed by the ASPAC study in Bristol, in which Joe Hilburn from the National Institutes of Health in the United States and Jean Golding from the Bristol University got together. Now, the Bristol team had set up a study several years ago where they recruited 14,000 pregnant women. Now, this is the biggest study of its kind that's ever been done. And they followed the children up to 10, 12 years of age. The study had been going for a number of years, and Joe Hilburn came along and said, look, we can use this study to test the possibility that the children who are born from mothers who ate more fish than the FDA is advising will have all these behavioral abnormalities and cognitive deficits that are supposed to be induced by mercury toxicity. Well, when they did the study and they looked at the diets of the mothers during the pregnancy and compared them with the cognitive and fine motor skills, with the behavioral pathology and all the rest of it, it was the opposite way around. It was the women who ate in accordance with the advisory had the worst behavioral pathology, the worst cognitive development in their children at 8 years of age. And this is what they're supposed to be protected from. And the children born from the mothers who had exceeded what the advisory is now recommending had the best performance in school terms at 8 years of age. So in effect, what Joe's been saying, and what the paper in The Lancet says last year, that these advisories are actually doing harm.